'cause I think I'm falling in love. I think I'm falling. I think I'm falling in love.
Thursday. It is a rest day for me and it is 7:45. I'm heading over to the gym to actually meet this girl. Her name is Jennifer. She is so sweet. She met me yesterday at the gym and she was dropping in from DC and she was like, I've been watching your videos for so long, and she was like such a sweetheart. And then she DM'd me on Instagram and asked me if I would be willing to help her with some gymnastics stuff today. So that's what we're gonna do before I start my day officially. So time for the gym. Okay, so we are here with Jennifer. She is gonna do some gymnastics today. I don't really know what exactly do you want to do? Like muscle ups, chest to bars, what do you want to do?
Muscle ups, chest to bars, handstand walks.
Okay. This is perfect for the vlog actually, because everyone always asks about like tutorials for stuff.
Regular kipping chest to bars.
Okay.
And I did sets of 3 during 18.5, so I hadn't do them.
Okay, so butterflies.
But butterflies,
okay.
Yeah. And I just learned the butterfly pull-ups last like month, so I'm still new at it. Can't get my chest to get to the bar. Okay. In terms of ring muscle ups, I can do it false grip, like singles, but
okay.
I cannot get it with a regular kipping grip
okay.
or regular grip. And then in terms of bar muscle ups, I'm chicken winging it.
Okay.
Handstand walks, I can get a couple feet. That's pretty much it.
We're gonna start out first with handstand walks, just because that's gonna be kind of like a warm up to just shoulder strenuous movements like the muscle up, the bar muscle up, and things like that. So we're just gonna start out there, and I'm gonna show you guys like some cues and some pointers that I typically tell people just to kind of help them, because Jennifer, she has handstand walks, she has chest to bars. It's just kind of like refining those movements, and we're gonna try to just like tweak things up a little bit. Up against the wall, and I'm gonna have you practice pushing into the floor, because that's really important with handstand walks, is to not let one arm get loose like when you're walking. You still want to remain, like when you lift this arm up to walk, you want to keep tension in this arm. That's super important that people don't think about. So when we kip up into a handstand and you're like this, you can see how when I release my arms like that, you want to keep it tight to where my body is still in a hollow body position, and then we're just going to try to take our feet off the wall for a second and try to keep our, like you see how I'm like pressing into the floor to keep my feet up, and just try to, you're going to keep this here obviously for like a spot, but then every couple seconds we're going to have you kick your feet off the wall just a little bit, and just you're going to tense up your core and think about pushing into the floor. So this is just kind of priming the movement. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now you have no movement. All you want to do is think about walking right into it, and you're going to end up forcing yourself.
I'm so used to starting like this.
Awesome. Keep your belly tight, 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 tight. Yes. That was really good.
Oh my god, this is the longest I've ever done.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Do you ever feel pressure on your lower back?
Yeah, if you're hyperextending your back a little bit, it doesn't really look pretty hollow, but if you're tensing your core just to keep tight, you might feel a little tension, which is fine. You're not like, when you're upside down, you weren't like this, because that's bad. Okay. You don't want to be like super hyperextended, but that's the purpose of pushing your shoulders in so that you don't get hyperextended. Yeah. Process of coaching at CrossFit Boynton. I'm not sure that I've ever actually taught anyone like how to do butterfly pull-ups. Because we were just talking about this, a lot of people at our gym are pretty competitive and they're like at a higher level to where I've never actually needed to teach somebody a butterfly pull-up. So today we're gonna try to bring it back to when I learned it and try to teach Jennifer this today and see how I do here. When it comes to regular pull-ups, like it's kind of, and I kind of drop a little bit too, that's just the way I do it. But for me, I feel like it's easier for me to cycle those pull-ups. And then when it comes to chest bars, drop, drop. You see what I mean? Like I hit the bar and I come straight down, rotate down. And I feel that that's actually easier to keep that like rhythm going, because you have kind of like a count, like rotate, hit, drop, rotate, hit, drop. Yes. No, that was perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So the only thing is when you came down now, I noticed that you break in your knees. I'm not really maintaining a super hollow body, but I'm still tight and engaged. So the second that you disengage your knee and you kick and your arms lose tension, that's when you're gonna break that cycle and it's gonna become harder. I think also your grip is super wide. There you go. If you think about it, it is a lot of time under tension because you're hanging on like death gripping like this, and you're pulling your body weight. So if you don't have that strength in your lats and your shoulders, your upper back too, it can make it harder for you to maintain like a better position. With anything, if the strength isn't there, the positioning starts to break down. So I try to think of like super hollow, and I think I point my feet. My knees do break when I cycle, but it's to pick them out and put them back in, which I don't really know why I do that. Because you see how I'm like still pulling myself too. It's not just kicking. I'm actually like yanking myself up there. So as you will notice in all of these movements, a key point that I keep touching on is to stay tight in your body. And if you are lacking the strength for like upper body pulling, that's something that you should take time like after your workout, accessory, doing some lat pull downs, doing some single arm work, just to continue to build that strength. But something that kind of stays constant throughout all of these movements is keeping a tight hollow body and keeping tension while you're doing it, because number one, that's going to help prevent injury, but number two, it also just helps keep the movements more fluid. There's not really too much that I feel has to be cued for the bar muscle up, because it's kind of a gigantic kip to the belly button, and the most important part that I think people get stuck on is that turnover. And number one, that's gonna be like for fear of flipping over the bar, totally normal, but also just practicing a fluid turnover instead of getting that chicken wing, which is gonna be, in my opinion, taking your chest and thinking about folding over the bar. And that's typically what I tell people when learning the bar muscle up. Okay, so you're pulling just about high enough, like it was like here, like almost to the point where it could be considered a chest to bar, but almost a bar muscle up. The one thing that helps me with ring muscle ups and bar muscle ups is literally thinking about the top half of your body, completely exaggerating throwing over the bar. And you think in your head when you're doing it that you're doing it exaggerating, but you're not. Big kip to the belly button, and right over. So my entire upper body goes over the bar. Yours was high enough, but it was like, you need it just like this much more. Because like what happens is when you get here, you're like, oh fuck. And you're like, hit that wall. So the mental thought is to fold, like aggressive as all hell. Like I want you to think that you're literally gonna fly off the bar. A lot of coaches do teach that bar to belly button, but I don't like that cue, only because I feel that people tend to do this. Like they lean back, and that's not really how the bar muscle up looks. It's kind of close to the bar, so like regularly, I'm not really like out there. You know what I'm saying? So when you teach bar to belly, you see this, but that's not what it looks like. Yeah, okay, see how much better that was? Yeah. That was all like your arms like one leg a little bit first because you're still used to doing chicken wing, but that was 100 times more aggressive. There's one where you kind of fall back into it like a ring muscle up, and there's one where you come back down to the bar and push yourself off.
That's what I've been doing.
So the first one, up here, you come down and you go back. The second one, but you can see for me, that kind of throws my timing off.
So you like the first one more?
I like the first one more. To me, it's more controlled. Because if I do the same thing with the rings, when I throw myself off like that, I tend to throw my whole timing off. So now we're gonna talk about the ring muscle up. Now, a lot of times people learn the ring muscle up with a false grip, which looks like this. False grip is basically when the ring is sitting on the inner wrist area of both. And they teach the ring muscle up like this because it tends to be a little bit easier to translate into that dip, just like that, right? But I've never done the false grip. It really hurts my wrist. I don't like it. I monkey grip, just like everything else, right at the bottom of the rings. see that Jennifer pulls super, super low, and she's almost kind of just like flopping, like I was just saying, into that dip position. And a lot of these gymnastics movements are super aggressive, and they need to be aggressive, which I think you just have to have the strength to continue being aggressive when you're tired. A tight hollow body. What I do with these rings is instead of pushing them forward, I slightly turn them out a little bit in my kip. So it looks like this. Okay. Good. Stay really tight in that hollow body. Perfect. Much better. When we have a regular grip like this, I'm gonna show you guys on these rings as opposed to the false grip. So you saw what Jennifer, imagine I'm swinging. What Jennifer was doing when you have the false grip is she's literally just turning these rings, and then you see where my dip position is. It's really low, which then you have to press out super, super far. When I do my kip, I have a regular grip just like this. When I push out and push back in to do my turnover, I'm pulling myself because we don't do pull-ups like this, right? We do pull-ups with a flat palm. I'm pulling myself and throwing myself over the ring. So now you can see where my shoulders are. They're a lot higher than where Jennifer was down here in her false grip. So shoulders are gonna be up a little bit higher. And then of course, you know, imagine that was a hip dip. Big kip. Yes, okay, that was good. It was still, yeah, it was still low, but that's strength. That's just, you're gonna need more practice with that. In concept we talked about on the bar, you'll notice when I do that forward fold, my entire body goes over those ribs. So right into it. You see how I fold over, kind of like halfway.
I've never done that before.
Another thing that I would mention to you guys, so these smaller bands right here, you have these rings at home, at your gym or whatever, without the strap attached to them. You would hook this ring just like this, and imagine that this part is hooked to the top of your rig. So what you would do is sit on the floor just like this to practice that turnover with the overhand grip. Obviously I can't pull these because they're hooked to the rig. You pull the rings down with the band and just practice turning yourself over into that and getting the strength. So you're still building that pulling strength of your lats and turning over into that. Another thing too to work on for some dip strength, you can take your red band just like this, you hook it around the ring, and you put the other one just normally and put your hand over it. You're gonna go ahead and put your knee into it just like this and practice the strict dips if you can't do strict ring dips. And then eventually you can take the band off and just practice strict ring dips.
So that was awesome.
Gymnastics with me.
Thank you so much for all your help. I can't wait to bring it back home and start practicing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon. Bro, that I've spilled. Oh, and I spilled it all over my shirt. Wow. All right guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little gymnastics tutorial. I just have been getting a lot of requests from that, so I figured that I would kill two birds with one stone. So I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video.